and Smile channel. My name is Steven, and I am really late to the Nintendo news cycle. But anyways, like some of those dudes are so rapid fire on getting content up around like Nintendo news drops. But anyways, when I saw the Nintendo Alarmo, I'm, I'm like, I had such a mixed bag of feelings and thoughts about this thing. But I just had to put a video out here regarding the Nintendo Alarmo. It was so random, right? Because we've got like all this hype around the Nintendo Switch 2 and just completely just anticipating like when's the next direct, when's the next console coming, and surprise, surprise, Nintendo drops the Alarmo. At first I was thinking like, wow, like why would you do this? But the more I thought about this little device, the more honestly, the more it made me smile. It was crazy because when you stop and think about it, this is at the core of what Nintendo is. It's about fun. It's just about good, simple fun. And what better way to bring a little extra fun to your day, a little extra smile to your day, than just a Nintendo themed alarm clock that plays your favorite, music from your favorite Nintendo game, So I just wanted to jump over to the webpage and just kind of like just skim through it with you guys and just kind of give my thoughts, on the thing. My first impression is I feel like this is a beautiful device. It's really cool, really clean lines. It's just simple, and again, it just looks fun. Skimming through the pictures, a little shot of the packaging looks pretty cool. Lots of warning labels on there. What's the warnings about? Ingestion hazard, death. What are these warnings? This is an alarm clock. Are you are you are you are you gonna wake up, out of a deep sleep thinking you're Super Mario and jump into a wall or something? I don't know. I hope not. But also you want. I'm sorry. This is the first time I'm seeing these warning labels. I was trying to be halfway serious in this video, but make sure to keep this alarm clock out of the reach of children and seek immediate medical attention. What are these warnings? Oh my gosh. Like, that's the first time I saw these where I'm like, okay, you got a fun looking alarm clock with warnings of ingestion hazards, death, keep out of reach of children and seek immediate medical attention. I don't know. It's a lot of this stuff is probably just related to the fact that it is kind of a sleep tracker, and it's probably dipping its toes into the realm of actually kind of being considered like a medical device because it is a sleep tracker. And so they probably just have to put that on there, But anyways, let's get back to these photos. So you can't really see it here. Let me see if I can bring this up. Yeah, this is where all these warnings you can see like all these warnings right here. It's pretty crazy, pretty hilarious, the fact that they have all of that on there. And again, let's check this out. Looks great. Look at Breath of the Wild. You got Link by the fire, and some more top-down shots. And then the back view of it, little USB cable running out the back, and yeah. So again, I feel it's a great looking product. I think it's really fun. And then also a little disclaimer here: for a limited time, only if you have like a online Nintendo Switch subscription can you have early access to this thing. I'm wondering like how fast this Nintendo Alarmo will sell out once it's available to the general public. So that's kind of an interesting little thing. So this is the section down here, like how does it work? And so before the alarm, Nintendo's telling us a character from the title you selected waits patiently on the screen. The alarm begins. Gentle sounds unique to the scene you've chosen begin to play. Next, a visitor arrives. After a few seconds, someone or something from the scene you picked will appear. Wave your hand or move your body to make the clock quieter, depending on the title you've chosen. Depending on the title you've chosen, you might hear coins, other familiar game sounds when you interact with Alarmo. So it does provide a snooze function, which, I'm all about that snooze button. Trust me, my wife could tell you about that. I think I drive her nuts how often I hit the snooze button on my alarm clock. But the snooze button, eventually your visit will end and gentle sounds will play again until your visitor returns. This will repeat a number of times if you stay in bed. And then it's after that, it's just time to get up. Sometimes you just you got to get out of bed. You got to make it happen. So if you stay in bed too long, your alarm will get more intense and you'll get a visit from someone more persuasive. And then once you get out of bed, once Alarmo detects you have made it out of bed, you've successfully risen. When you get all the way out of bed, the alarm will stop and you'll be treated to a brief victory fanfare. Hoorah. And that's hilarious. Congratulations, you beat the final boss yourself. getting out of bed. Again, this just seems like just a fun alarm clock. This will be cool. So the themes, you can wake up in a world of Nintendo. Let's jump over, see what kind of themes they have. We've got Super Mario Odyssey. That'll be fun. Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 3, Pikmin 4, and Ring Fit Adventure. Ring Fit. I can't really remember like any of the soundtracks from Ring Fit, right? That's funny. That's one of those games that right, we all bought it during COVID and we're all gonna get in shape. but right now my Ring Fit Adventure is in a box as a Nintendo collectible. Oh, so that adventure didn't last too long. The Ring Fit Adventure. But anyways, that is just great. And again, appears that Nintendo Alarmo is more than just a clock. Alarmo lets you add Nintendo soundscapes and characters to your living space, keeps track of your sleep for you, and so much more. I like this right here, this all-day experience. Like the all-day experience, I think will be a super fun feature. It says, add Nintendo ambiance to your living space with an hourly chime and sleepy sounds themed to your chosen scene. And why I think that's kind of cool, that all-day experience, is like going back to like working out and Ring Fit Adventure. There was once upon a time where I was jogging on a routine basis, and for my music, I would put on soundtracks of like Super Mario Brothers soundtracks or like Legend of Zelda soundtracks. Listening to my headphones while I worked out and ran. And I have to tell you, that is the most fun thing you could ever do, is go for a run, go for a jog, and you've got the Super Mario Brothers theme song, playing in your headphones while you work out. What's also super fun is, actually when you're doing some housework, there's been times when I've vacuumed and dusted, when I'm dusting the house, and I've had the songs from Breath of the Wild playing in my headphones, like Kakariko Village and other things like that ambient songs from those games. It just makes things so much more fun. And like I said, if you guys haven't tried it, you should totally try it out. Put on some Kakariko Village and then go clean your house. It's such a super fun experience. And again, just getting back to like Alarmo, it's just a fun device. It's just a fun device. They've got it hands free. Oh, they've got gentle mode. So, check this out. Wake your way. So Bowser's not just going to come storming in every time, every morning, which would totally be me. You can choose steady mode for an alarm that gradually gets more intense the longer you stay in bed, or use gentle mode for a more consistent experience. I'm glad they thought of that because like I said, I'm totally the guy that, Bowser would be like waking me up every morning because of the numerous snooze button presses. It's also hands free, has a sensor that's pretty interesting that reacts to your movements, so you can snooze the alarm with gestures and end it by getting out of bed. Try button mode if you prefer a more traditional alarm clock. So that's cool. So you can just reach over, tap it, shut it off. Tracking sleep patterns, that's not something I'm really interested in. Like there's so much data. It sounds like me just like talking like an old man right now, where I'm like, sometimes I just get tired of like all the data tracking where it's like, oh, how many steps have you done? How many calories have you eaten? What do you weigh? What's your blood pressure? Like have you ran every day this week? It just gets tiring, like all the data tracking, and it's just kind of like, hey, just go to bed, go to bed, get some good rest, But anyways, here's a little closer look at the alarm clock. We've got the confirm button and dial. I think that's really interesting that they've made this a dial. Got a back button, notification button. That's kind of interesting. I haven't heard a lot of talk about that. Like I'm looking at this little envelope icon, and I'm like, what kind of notifications are you getting? I got the built-in motion sensor, little LCD screen, brightness sensor. And then on the back, we've got the speaker, USB cable, and USB-C power supply. And what's in the box? I think this is kind of interesting, where it's like they don't actually doesn't appear they include a charging brick, just a USB cable. But I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about that because we've got a lot of charging bricks with phones nowadays, and like, I know around our house we've got a few of the Anchor like charging bricks, so I don't think that that's a huge deal. But it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of interesting the direction we've gone as far as just power delivery to our devices, whereas everything's just kind of like USB type cables now on a lot of things. Frequently asked questions. This bed size compatible. Pretty much covers the entire range. Twin to king size beds, you're good. Best place to put Alarmo, be placed facing the center of the bed within arm's reach and no higher than 8 inches above the sleeper. So that, I don't know. On our setup at our house, like I don't have like a nightstand, so that would be kind of interesting. Like the only place we would have an alarm clock is like way across our room, and it's like, I don't know. That's an interesting thing to see, like what kind of distance does this motion sensor have on it? Can Alarmo be used if you have multiple sleepers or pets in bed? More than one sleeper in bed, we recommend using button mode for the best experience. So probably sleep tracking is out of the question for again, like for my wife and I probably couldn't use the sleep tracker because I probably toss and turn a lot more. And, but anyways, right. Doesn't sound like that motion sensor is going to work with like, if like you and your spouse, are using the alarm clock. So that pretty much does it for the alarm clock. And another thing, right? What's up with the Nintendo Switch Online Play Test Program? Like I said, like I'm slow to these news cycles, but I just figured I just want to talk about it. Just because I'm late to the party doesn't mean I can't throw out some opinions. But anyways, right? This blew me away. Like, this was, again, like Nintendo dropping an alarm clock and then uh, an online playtest program. Like, what is up with that? And so on the website, it says we will perform a test called Nintendo Switch Online Playtest Program related to a new feature for the Nintendo Switch Online service offered for the Nintendo Switch system. So that's really interesting. Like, I've listened to a lot of speculation around, like, okay, Nintendo Switch 2, like, what's up? But it's like, it's specifically saying this is a new feature for the Switch Online service offered for the Nintendo Switch system, right? So I guess, it could be Nintendo Switch 2 system, your regular Nintendo Switch, but this feature is specific, appears to be to the online service. And then it goes on to state that we'll recruit people to participate in this test from customers. You got to have the active Switch Online plus expansion pack membership. That's interesting. It has to be the expansion pack membership. And then you'll need to download exclusive software to your own Nintendo Switch system in order to participate. So, and then it's like review the application guidelines. Unfortunately, the recruitment period, I tried going in on the 10th and the program was full. Like, that blew me away, right? I saw like one Nintendo news channel talking about how, like, they've got this 5-day window for the recruitment period. Kind of like, okay, they may not expect it, people trickling in. No, boom, day one, October 10th, program was filled. And then if you come down and look at the playtest period, so starting October 23rd through November 5th, the playtest period will be taking place. And so it's going to be really cool, really interesting. So testing ends on November 5th. And so I kind of wonder what comes after November 5th, if there's successful testing. If you take all your test results, okay, cool, things are working good. If things are not working good, things are buggy, how long does that take to get things rolled out, get fixes rolled out and pushed out? And I don't know if they'll need to retest, after some bug fixes, if there's anything major. But you kind of wonder, testing ends November 5th, beginning of November. Maybe they fix things up by the end of November. I feel like I just said that. Whatever. But anyways, so it looks like possibly December, I would think, for the holiday season, since it's a Nintendo Switch online service plus expansion pack feature. If this is going to be a way to like drive additional sales going into the holiday season, if we do not have a Nintendo Switch to launch. So this may be kind of Nintendo's way of just kind of like hanging in there for this holiday season. We don't have Nintendo Switch 2 yet, but the Nintendo Switch online service plus expansion pack will be attractive enough to bring in additional sales during this 2024 holiday season, just to kind of get Nintendo through this year and then get things back on track for the year 2025 with a new Nintendo Switch 2 console release. We don't even know if that's the name. But anyway, so it just feels like Nintendo's just getting things back on track. And it's just kind of cool that, it just feels like things are kind of getting back in order, for my wife and I, and our family, the COVID years, right? I can't believe I'm still talking about it, like it's 4 years later, but, it just felt like a while to just kind of get back to normal, and I think a lot of businesses, right? Like, who knows, like how long, like production and plans were set back, things were put on hold for well over an entire year, and that can be, like for your, you forget like logistical, like it's just kind of like an easy thing to like just jump back in and get back to work, but you got to think these employees are people just like you and I, like and and we don't know what employees went through during that time, if they lost loved ones or what, like that was a tough time. But it's really cool to see that Nintendo's back on its game, and it looks like we're getting back into like these like good product cycles. And again, right, this, I don't care what you say about this Nintendo Alarmo alarm clock. To me, it's just a sign that like fun is here. Like fun in the world, fun in development is back, and it's just refreshing to see again. Right, just such a silly device, but when you stop and think, it's just packed full of fun. That's the only reason it exists, is just for fun, and that's okay. But anyways, I'm Steven. Welcome to the Game and Smile channel. I know this was lengthy, but it just feels good to just like have a cup of coffee with you guys, talk about alarm clocks, and just get back in the swing of things. So thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.